any area, you're teaching those very tools. But you don't shy away from religion any more than you shy away from the claim that the earth was the center of the universe. We laugh at that now, and we explain to kids why that's, we get kids to realize why that might be wrong, or that the earth is flat, because we can go around it. And so we should take other falsifiable facts which are at the center of our society, which is religious doctrine, and make just as much fun of that as we do of everything else to get kids thinking. Anyway, that's it.
It's so interesting that Dr. Krauss and Dr. Dawkins both use ridicule and shaming people for believing, quote unquote, silly things as their modus operandus, that this is their MO. Dawkins did a big conference somewhere, and he said, you need to make fun of them, you need to ridicule them into not believing this. And Ravi Zacharias said, you know what, I think he should really go about going to the religious world and ridiculing them, and I think he should start in Iran. And he should probably buy a one-way ticket. Now, that was actually quite witty, because and people would think that maybe it's mean, but what Ravi's point was, you are borrowing on the compassion and the humility that is within Christianity and the grace message of Christianity, and then attacking it, knowing that Christianity is not going to come after you for attacking it, whereas other religions are not as tolerant and not as compassion-laden as Christianity, and Islam being one of those. And they have people have gotten bombed for simply drawing a cartoon irreverently towards an imam or towards Muhammad. So it's just interesting to me that he wants to make fun of Christianity. Now this goes to something that I think is very important, where it's being cool. If you make fun of it, kids will think it's not cool and they'll shy away from it. So it's no longer is it an intellectual argument. You are simply playing upon the concept of being in touch and being cool, which is what social media is all about. It's why these issues have gone spiraling out of control with abortions and gun rights and homosexual marriage and things. Is because we're not using analytical thinking anymore. We're simply using memes and talking points to create this persona of something being not cool. You believe in religion? You're an idiot. Nobody wants to be a fool, right? There was a movie, Nobody's Fool. Nobody wants to be a fool. And here's what I say. I don't want to be a fool either. 2 Timothy talks about studying to show yourself approved. A workman or a person who works. You don't need to be ashamed, but rightly dividing the word of truth. 2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show yourself approved. Study to show yourself approved. A workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So, in closing, my efforts today were not necessarily to pinpoint this as a retort or as an apologetic argument against Dr. Krauss. I was simply pulling up something that I found on Facebook through social media. It led me to YouTube. This was the video clip that I saw. And I thought this was a good parallel to some of the conversations we have in everyday life, because it was a Q&A and there was actually dialogue going on. And I was trying to help encourage us to show us how we can combat those things in our everyday. Because you never know who's listening, especially in social media. You never know who's watching in social media, that you standing up and you pushing back and you actually bust through the paradigm of not being cool. We break through that persona and that meme, and you actually get to the heart of the issue, and they go, oh, wait, these Christians are actually pretty smart. Wait, what they're saying actually makes logical sense. That is more important than being cool. Now, I did those rather quickly, and the only reason that I was able to pinpoint these things as quickly as I was is because I have been studying. I have been studying so that I will not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. I have been studying. I've been studying for the last 3 years. I just will hopefully get my certificate of apologetics from Bible University. Hopefully this week. It'll come in. Just took my last test, and we should be certified and ready to go. This thing's, and I don't say that for, yeah, accolades, applause, here we go. I don't say that for that. I say that because it's worth it. It's a discipline worth getting engaged in. It's a discipline as worthy as getting engaged in because it is a tool of evangelism. It's a tool of discipleship. It's a tool for us to use instead of us saying, well, we don't know the answers. I don't know is an okay answer for a while. But why aren't you looking for the answer? Why aren't you trying to push back on these people, on these atheists who say off the wall things, and we don't ever do anything about it when they say, well, I believe, no, I know, wait, no, I don't know, I strongly suspect. We can't let them get away with saying things like all 13-year-olds are okay with homosexuality. Because if we let them get away with it, it's the same as agreeing with it. We have to push back. We have to push back. We don't need to push so hard that we hurt someone. But we need to be able to push back. We need to be able to go, no, you need to explain yourself. You're not getting away with that. That's an intellectual violation there. No. You need to explain yourself. You need to prove that. Now, here's the thing. What he's basically saying is that he would consider himself a skeptic when it comes to religion. He wants to plant a seed of doubt in our children to create them into skeptics. Do you know what's going to happen? In the natural progression of teaching someone to become skeptical, they are going to become skeptical of your skepticism. It's going to happen. It's a self-refuting philosophy. If you are skeptical of everything, at some point you're going to become skeptical of your own skepticism. So, it is very important that we lace up our shoes, put our work clothes on, and we wrestle this thing out. All right, you're going to get it wrong. You're going to mess up. You're going to make mistakes. But you keep trying. You keep learning. You keep putting the time in. It's absolutely worth it. And you need to keep stepping up and pushing back because somebody is watching, somebody's salvation, somebody's soul, somebody is listening, and they need that little nugget. They need that little logical statement that what they believe is not complete idiocy, like Dr. Krauss said. They need someone to come through and say, there is not a historian of antiquity who believes that Jesus, there's not a certified, valid historian who believes that Jesus Christ was not a real person. There are skeptics, but in the end, the skeptic is going to become skeptical of even himself. It's just a natural progression. So we need to know the information that's out there, and we need to filter out the bad and keep the good. Not everything that all Christians say or Christian apologists say is correct. But you know what? We're out here trying. We're out here on the turf. We're out here fighting the battles. And we want to bring these things to you to help show you, to help challenge you, to help encourage you, and hopefully bring some peace to your mind. Until next time, this is Wes Mullins. We're signing off tonight. This has been the Good Warfare Communications Podcast Network. You've been listening to Everyday Apologetics. We'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.